you know, there's nothing worse than trying to fix a bander. Here we go. Yeah, you ever get one of these, right? You ever get one of these? It's when you don't know that it's come off, and then it just gets tangled. But yeah, it's the inside of a bander. You see these in shops that are when they put other things together, like DIY bricks, stuff like that. But you can get metal ones. But that's the brake system. You've never seen the inside of one of this. That's the brakes. It feeds through that. Oh, it's come off again. It feeds through that, then feeds through that. Then, oh my god. And then feeds through that. Should work now. Fix it about what it is. It's the actual banding, the roll there that you can see is it's on the wrong way around, and I just don't want to spin it around because it'll just like literally like it'll just explode when you take it off because it's under tension. And when it's not under tension, it just explodes, and I can't be bothered fighting with it. So, let's have a look. Seems to be working. Yeah, if you get one of these, they are a lifesaver. You can get two types. You can get the mechanical one, self-mechanical, whatever you want to call it, the one that does it for you, basically. And then you can get the ones that you ratchet. The ratchet ones are usually for like if you're building a pallet. That's what I've used them on, and you're putting big heavy rolls or bricks or whatever. But you wouldn't use that on brick. Well, I'd use steel, and you have to cut it to get it off. Look at the weather today on a Tuesday. Oh, isn't it gorgeous? Look at that. Definitely short day today. Even the sunflower's loving it. Aren't you, buddy? Aren't you meant to be facing the sun? Oh. Try and find it first. What I'm going to show you now is one of my previous videos. I was showing you, if you do watch these and you've ever wanted to get into forklifting, the first truck they'll probably make you pass your test on is the counterbalance, and I am on a counterbalance right now. It's called a counterbalance because it has a big solid pile of concrete, slab, whatever you want to call it, at the back under my ass, if I can say that word on this. And it counterbalances the weight of the front. So basically it's like a seesaw. It's like when you're sat on a seesaw, if you've got someone 17 stone on the back on one end and you're 5 on the other, it's gonna tip. But if you have 17 stone on one side and 17 stone on the other, it counterbalances, and this is what the truck does. Now, I've been on these for 10 years. Some lads have been on, I've met lads that have been on them for 40. You get to a level and it takes as long as it takes, really, to the point where, like, and I've said it a few times, if you drive one of these like you've done your test, you'll never get anything done. And I've even had a test examiner tell me that there's a fine line between driving them like an idiot, where you hit someone and then I can't swear, but yeah, you are going to be in a pile of yeah, you know. to where you drive it according to some, just sensibly. If you're not gonna turn your head around when you reverse back and you hit someone, yeah, you're gonna lose your job. And I've been told now it changed. The law changed a few years ago to where you can actually be, well, you will be prosecuted. The company will be prosecuted. You'll be prosecuted. I don't think they can strip you of your license. It's not like a car license. But what I'm going to do, if you're ever interested in doing one of these, I've always said it, you'll never be out of work. You may not have the best of work from the start because you've got to learn. You can't be 16 years old and go, you know, be the next CEO of Ferrari, for example. You know, if you, it's like anything, you don't go into a supermarket and you don't go to the top, you start stacking the shelves, you work your way up. So you will get work in warehousing where there's a lot of, I'm not being sexist here, but the you know, the vast majority of people who are on these are men. I've met some women forklift truck drivers and they're as good as the lads. I've met women lorry drivers, class one is the big long ones. I've met women lorry drivers doing that, and I was told it's a growing, you know, a lot more women are doing it these days, and it's not just what you'd call a man's job. But with these trucks, there's different sizes and stuff, there's different makes of trucks, and I paid 600 and so, I think it was 660 for 2 licenses, and I got the counterbalance, which is this. And if you look underneath here at the back, well, you can't look under, but at the back here there is a massive concrete slab. So obviously if you think about it and you lift a weight on the front there, it just balances itself. And you do the reach truck. This can load wagons, it can drive outside on tarmac. The reach truck is very, very, very low to the floor. So that's low to the floor. The reach truck is like a low rider. It literally is off the floor. It has no give, and you sit at the side like that. You sit looking forward. The reach truck, you sit at the side. You ever become a reach driver, the front forks, I call this the castle. That's called the mast. I call that the castle because it looks a bit like a castle, I don't know. But with a reach truck, that actually comes out, and because it reaches out. But the reach truck, I've never done a lorry with them. I've never done anything else outside. Like, I can drive on that tarmac out there with these. It's completely fine. With a reach truck, I wouldn't even go over a little bump. Reach trucks won't even get over speed bumps. These will. I don't mean a speed bump that, you know, is huge. The average speed bump, the reach truck, I wouldn't even bother. And it's the same with the bendy. The bendy trucks aren't as common. The bendy is a very, very long truck and it swivels at the front. I've got my license for one of them. But if you're ever going to do a license, don't be saying, oh, I'm going to go do the Manitou and all that stuff. Feel free. Get your license on one of these and learn how to drive these, then go do the Manitou or the bendy or the reach, or go do the reach or the counterbalance or the bendy. My advice is to get this done because you'll get work off this. I've had 2 jobs which has been bendy, the rest have all been counterbalance and reach. Which one do I prefer better? I prefer the counterbalance because you can get more done on it, as in you can do a lot more stuff with the reach. If you do a reach license, don't think you're going to be doing wagons and all that. You will be sat on it and you will be picking. So you'll get a job, for example, like that big company with the name of the forest that's in South America, begins with an A. You'll be working for places like that where you will be sat on a truck and they have robots doing it, but you know that they're the places you'll get your work with the reach truck. With these, you'll get a job. You know, there's just so many companies with these, and not all companies have them. I don't know why. I get lorry drivers turn up and going, have you got a counterbalance? Have you got a forklift truck? And I'm like, yeah, it's 2024. Why wouldn't I have a truck? And not all companies have them. So what happens is the lorry driver has something called a tail lift, and it comes down on the floor, and they drag it with a something called a PPT. A PPT. It's an electronic pump truck. You need a license for one of them as well. Not all places have them. As in, like, not all places expect you to do your license, but it's obviously for insurance reasons. I've met a lot of places that don't really care if you've got a license for the PPTs. Well, fair enough. If someone has an accident on it, you're going to be in a world of, you drive one of these without a license and you get caught by a health and safety officer, you are going to be, your company's getting a disgusting fine. But yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to show you, if you are planning on ever doing your license for one of these, I'll show you what they make you do dead quick, so you can have some sort of idea. This is just a brief idea from what I was told to do. And don't think they give you leeway, because they didn't with me. Because at the end of the day, if you can't drive the truck to the standard, they will not pass you. They won't pass you, because these things kill people every year. They cause a lot of amputations. Why are all the pallets falling away? And when I mean they cause amputations, the last time I done my test, I was told it's 1 amputation a week. Now this is just a rough idea what they make you do, and this is the same course as you'll do on the reach. There's no difference. The bendy's a bit different because the bendy's a hell of a lot longer. So this is just an idea. Yeah, so what they'll do, they'll make you, this is just an example. So they'll make you, obviously it'll be wider than this, they'll make you go in and out and then reverse back, and that's not obviously exact width, you can't even get the truck around that, but that's what they'll make you do. And then what they'll make you do at the end of this, when you come through it, there'll be a pallet, and this is what they made me do, and this is what I've done in every single refresher and every single test I've done. You do refresh every 3 years, by the way. And what they'll do, when you come through, they'll make you pick up that pallet, they'll make you reverse back, and it'll be a bit more snaky, and then what they'll do, they'll make you go into the racking, 3 up, 1 up, 2 up and stuff like that. But that's the whole idea, what you'll be doing on your test. Yeah. So yeah, that's the whole idea, what they make you do on your test. So if you are looking at going into your counterbalance, or you shouldn't even stand on the forks, what they make you, if you are looking at getting into it, you will never be out of work. Never. I have never been out of work, and to tell you the truth, I've had 2 different types of jobs in one day. Don't like it, you walk out. Well, I used to when I was a lot younger and didn't have responsibilities, but some places you go to won't be the best. I've struck lucky and got into DCTUK, but some places you go, they are not nice to work, and I will openly say that. They are horrible places to work. They don't care. They'll have you there for a week and they'll lie to you and say, yeah, it's a full-time job, this, and they'll get rid of you once you've done a certain type of job. If they don't have a forklift to do it, it'll be agency work. You may have to, they may not even pay you. I've had that before. You have to chase them for the money. So be careful when you pass your test, what agency you're going for, where you're actually going. If you stay for the big companies, the big companies, you know they'll pay you. But if you go into one of these little companies that the agency is going to say, yeah, the agency's meant to go out and check that it's a legit company. Do they? I don't know. But I wouldn't go to all these little companies anymore, because it was a fight to get me wage. Sometimes they keep you there for 2 or 3 weeks and you'll do a job. So they could say to you, for example, oh yeah, it's a full-time job, and all the workers will lie to you and they'll say, yeah, it's a full-time job in here, mate, but in secretly there's a worker that's on holiday. I've had that, and all the workers are in on it because they don't want their job twice as hard. They don't want their job twice as hard. So when you come in an agency, they'll lie to you because they don't want you to walk out and they're just waiting for John to turn back off holiday, and then they'll get rid of you. Not that you've done anything wrong, but if you get yourself into a good company like DCTUK, you're on a winner. They're great fun, good wage, drive it sensibly, you're on a winner. And as well, I you know, it's fun because it's different every day. Different lorry drivers, different. I meet lorry drivers all the way from Scotland, Wales, Yorkshire, top end of Scotland, bottom end of, you know, Essex, all the way down there, and they're like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I'm like, "I'm all the way from Essex." And you have a chat with them. Oh, what's it? You know, it's just all different every day. If you're on the counterbalance, if you're on the reach, you'll be in a warehouse and you'll be racking all day and picking all day. You won't be on lorries. But that's the gist. That's what you'll be doing. Let's see what he's got. I don't even know if he's for me. You alright, mate? Who are you for, mate? With DCT?
Yeah.
Oh, sound. How many have you got, mate?
8 pallets.
8?
Yeah.
Sounds.
I assume that you have no forklift.
Yeah, I've got a forklift.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, right. No, they put on their tail lift, so... And then when I saw that there, the pallet truck, I thought, oh...
Ah, we've got a forklift here, mate.
So I just put across this gap here.
Yeah. Are they on both sides?
Yeah. I can jump up there and move them across.
Have you got a pump on the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, sound.
Yeah.
Just do that if you want, mate.
There you go.
I love that. Ah, balsam. If you work in warehousing yourself and you watch these videos, you'll know that, like, there's always something new. Oh yeah, it's the same stuff, but there's always new faces you see all the time, drivers, stuff like that. And yeah, I work sort of alone, but not alone, because I've obviously got Chris at the back, which you may have seen on a few videos. I've got my boss Ross. He's in and out all day, but I generally work alone. But if you don't, and you know what I'm on about, and you work with 10, 15 lads in a warehouse, it's a right laugh. You get your days, mad busy, but generally, it's a good job working in this type of industry. Because if you do it yourself, you may hate it, like, but maybe you've not found the right place. But in here, it's brilliant. When you do your job, you get left alone. It's a good job. Let's have a look. A lot of my work colleagues in here think I'm Uber Eats. Run out of sugar. Craig, go get some sugar. Yeah, I'll go get some sugar. Don't mind riding this shop now and again. The shop's only around the corner. The tile that's coming in now is, in my opinion, the main tile we sell. You would have seen it before if you watched the videos. Well, I presume it is, because we're running quite low on stock. Running quite low on stock. And this is it. Bit of a tip, right? If you're starting out on the forks, I got taught this. 11 years ago. Oh, 11, yeah, 11 years ago when I first started on the 10, 11 years ago, something like that. Right. So I worked at a site that used to work outside, and it was 24 hours a day work. So it was dark by 8 o'clock at night. So you were working in the dark, and the only thing you had to give you the light was the forklift lights. And if you're starting out on these, right, and you're pretty about going into the pallets, because if you come in this direction, as you can see, you've got the pallet wood at the bottom, if you can see it. You've got the pallet wood at the bottom, so if your forks hit that, you crack the bottom of the wood. So a little bit of a tip. You just it's just little things I learnt over the years. If you go in the other side, you're alright. There's no wood at the bottom, so it just slides in. But if you come in this side, right, so say you've got it, say you're, I don't know, you're coming up from that height with the forks, go down. It sounds a bit daft, this. Go down, touch the floor, and then just give it a flick up. And that way, you know you're off the floor. And that was one of the things I got taught in the first day or two, because I kept on hitting the bottom of the pallets. I'd go down to the floor and not flick it up a little bit, and they'd sack you for it. I was on agency, so. Hey, if you ever want to do your license on one of these, remember the one thing and one thing only, and it's 51% of what you need to learn on this, and the word is gobble. I'll explain what it means in a minute. You remember that, it's down to you to not hit the racking or not hit any pallets. Right, so when you're doing your test on one of these, depending on your test examiner and depending how good you are on them, so say if you've already been on them, you'll do a refresher, and it usually lasts about a day. If you've been on them and you haven't been on them for 10 years, if you've got your license but you haven't been on for 10 years, you'll probably go on like a 3-day course. If you've never been on them in your life, you'll go on the full course, which is 5 days, Monday to Friday, right? And there's something that you need to learn, and it's called GOBO, and it stands for Gear Observation, Brake Observation. And they hammered that into my skull when I was doing my my license. And it means if you're static in the truck like this, and you are literally starting your test within, you know, a few seconds, and you've got your forks down, and you got your handbrake on, and you're ready to rock and roll, you put it into gear, then you take the brake off. Here, no you don't, wrong. You put it into gear, your observation, you brake off, and then you observe again. Gobbo, gear, observation, brake, observation. You got Ross? Yeah. Took the old ones out. All right. There could be, or there will be. Could be. Yeah, from the camera angle, I am looking behind my truck. I'm not just reversing back. Yeah, so gear observation, brake observation, gobbo. If you remember that, the only thing you don't have to do is hit the racking. Because what you'll do when you do your test on one of these, you'll go in and out of a cone system or some type of barrier system. They may put pallets up, and it's like a letter Z stretched out a little bit. And where am I going with that? And then, so if you can remember gear observation, brake observation, all you've got to do is every starting point of the truck. So then all you've got to do is pick up your pallets, go around the course with them, and not hit anything. And I'm stuck. And now, no. So when you put your pallet down, yeah, you do, don't you? Put your pallet down. Put your pallet down. Gear observation, brake off observation. But here's a little bit of advice. If you drove the way they done you on your test, you'd never get anything done, and a test examiner will even tell you that. You've just got to use common sense when you're on these things. Don't drive like an idiot on them. It's not even worth the hassle if you hit another human being. How many's left, mate?
Right.
How many's left? 3 or 4?
3.
3. Yeah, if you're a bit bored in your job, you want a new I don't know the words, a new career, try forklifting. But if you do pass your test on one of these, make sure you get into a decent company like this one.